Hi guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Arpita Karwa, and in this video lecture I'm going to talk about how you can make your own timetable if you are preparing for UGC NET English. Now let's first look at why making a timetable is important. Guys, it is important because of several reasons. Reason number one is that it will take randomness away from your life. If you have not made a timetable yet, you might have seen this thing happening with you that even after studying for like 2 months, you still question that 2 महीने में क्या किया मैंने यार, मतलब क्या ही पढ़ा है मैंने. Sort of that things happen in your brain if you have not made a timetable, because if you have a timetable you can track your preparation, you can track your progress कि मुझे एक हफ्ते में ये करना था, next month मेरा ये target था, and then you reach all those milestones and gradually you reach near your goal. The second benefit from making a timetable is that it will help you to save your time and it will help you in organizing your preparation. See guys, it's not about working hard, it's about working smart. There are so many people who work hard, but successful people work smart. So if you want to be a successful man and if you want to clear this exam in first attempt, then it is important that you make a timetable so that it will save your time. You will be able to give enough time to the important areas and you will be able to give lesser time to the less important areas. If you don't make a timetable, you will somewhere feel that important areas neglect ho gaye hain, lesser areas mein you have devoted a lot of time and energy. So that is the major use of making a timetable or a study schedule for that matter. Now let's look at how you can make a timetable. It will depend upon 5 factors. Okay, these are the factors that I have thought. It might differ from a factor that you identify. If you identify some other factor, then do write that in the comment section below so that it can help other people as well. According to me, your timetable will depend upon 5 factors. Factor number 1 is that it will depend upon the time available to you. For example, if you're preparing for NET exam in which you just have 2 months, so your strategy would be different. If you're preparing for a NET exam in which you have 4 months, the strategy would be different. And if you're aiming to give NET in the next year, that means you have about an year or 6 months in order to prepare for NET, then the strategy would be different. See guys, it's IPL season, so it's better if I give you a metaphor which can be related to cricket. Just like if a team wants to chase about 220 runs in 20 overs, then their strategy would be different. And if the same team has to only make 150 runs, their strategy would be different. Okay, so similarly, it totally depends upon the time available to you. The second important factor on which your examination preparation or your exam timetable will depend is the occupation you are into. If you are pursuing your masters and you have to go college regularly, then understand that you can only give a limited amount of time. But if you are pursuing your MA from distance learning and you have a lot of time, then you have to devote more time and you will be able to complete the course relatively earlier. If you are a working professional, you are doing a job, you're teaching somewhere, or you are involved in any other job, then you only have time after you come from office, so your study timetable will differ according to that. And if you are not doing anything, you are done with your masters and now your whole focus is on clearing the NET exam, then you have everything in your hands. The third important factor on which your timetable will depend is your personality type. Guys, everybody is different in their own way and everybody studies in a different manner. For example, I am a kind of person who can study for 16 hours at a stretch, and I'm not kidding friends, that is a God-gifted thing to me. Whenever I do my note making thing, I can study for a stretch of 16 hours without taking more than 2 or 3 breaks for lunch and dinner or something like that. Okay, but there are people who need frequent break. Okay, then it will also depend upon whether you can study better in the morning or you can study better in the evening. It's about this theory called midnight owl. Are you a midnight owl or you are a morning lark? क्या आप सुबह ज़्यादा retain कर पाते हो या रात में ज़्यादा पढ़ पाते हो? It will depend upon that. It will also depend upon what kind of study method do you use. Do you study individually or you study in a group? If you study in a group, then your time and your timetable will vary according to the group members. I used to always study in my secluded room and I used to study alone. So my timetable would only depend upon me. So personality type also plays an important role in preparing a timetable. The fourth important thing on which your timetable will depend is the level of preparation. If you have already given NET exam and you have like prepared almost the entire course, then you might give less number of hours and you will might devote more hours on revision rather than on making notes. If you're attempting this NET for the first time or for the second time and you still think that you have to cover a lot of syllabus, then your study timetable will have more time devoted to making notes and learning things and less time to revising them. The fifth and the last important factor on which your study timetable will depend is the source from which you are studying. If you are studying on your own, you are doing self-study, then you have to devote a lot of time in understanding things, in making notes, in learning and then revising. This is the kind of graph that will move. If you are preparing the course from like some online course, like if you subscribe and join my online audio course, then I will tell you very clearly that you have to just devote 6 hours every day or 5 hours every day, 2.5 to 3 hours to listen to the audio lectures and keep on writing down the pointers. That will help you in making your own notes and that will help you in learning and retaining things, and it will also help you in understanding concepts. So all the understanding, learning, making note will happen in 2.5 hours to 3 hours, because I upload audios of about 2 to 3 hours every day. Now my role ends and your role starts. Your role is to learn those things, because learning is something which is very personal to each and every person. I've already made videos on how to make notes. I've made videos on how to learn effectively. You can refer to that videos on my YouTube channel. So that is what it will depend on. If you have joined any coaching institute, then your timetable would vary according to their classes. If they have their classes in the morning, then every day in the morning you have to go to the classes, in the evening and you have to make notes and then you have to learn. If they are having their classes in the evening, then in the morning you have to learn and revise. So it depends. I started with this online course because I wanted to give flexibility to each and every student. In spite of the fact that they are involved in other activities, every day a person can at least take out 5 hours from their daily routine in order to study for UGC NET. So you can listen to my audio lectures anytime, anywhere. You can keep on writing down the pointers, and then once you're done with the pointers, you can just learn those pointers and you're through. And after every 7th day or 8th day, you can just revise whatever you've learned in the entire week. So this is how we go about with it. Okay, so now since we have looked at why timetable is important, why a study schedule is important, and how it will depend on majority of factors or on different factors, now let's look at how you can actually make a study timetable and what all points you must remember if you are making a study timetable. So the first thing that you must remember when you're making a timetable for UGC NET English is that the order of importance of the topics in the exam. If you go to my website arpitakarwa.com, you will find a list of modules in which I have divided the entire course. I have made 10 modules and they are organized from the order in which the first module is the most important and the last module is the least important. Order of importance is essential in order to keep in mind how much weightage each module has. For example, most of the questions are asked from British module. So you must focus more energy in learning about British writers. There are only few questions which are asked from literary groups and movement, and very less questions asked from history of English language and English language teaching. So they are module 9 and 10 in my online course. If you are preparing for your exam, keep in mind that you take the important topics first and then you move towards the less important topics. Second important thing that you must keep in mind is the order of your weakness. Every person has some or the other weakness when we are preparing for any competitive exam. In English literature, some people struggle with literary theory and criticism, others struggle with post-colonial literature, some are really bad at rhetorics and prosody. So whatever is your weak point, you must devote some time in the morning every day in order to study the topics which are a part of the weak areas. Why in the morning? Because there's a book by Stephen Covey wherein he has said that eat the ugliest frog first. सबसे मुश्किल काम सबसे पहले morning में करो, because your brain is fresh, it will be able to register more, it will be able to decode complex information and it will be able to give its 100%. धीरे धीरे जब दिन खत्म होता है आपकी ब्रेन की एनर्जी डिप्लीट हो जाती है. Like I was a very slow learner when it comes to maths. So whenever I used to study maths in the night or I used to study maths in the evening, I used to actually struggle understanding the concepts. That is because मेरे brain का पूरा energy उस time available नहीं होता. But whenever I used to do maths in the morning, I used to actually understand each and every concept. Also, you must remember that in the initial months of your preparation, do give time to the weak areas, because last months में exam जब आने वाले होंगे उस time पे you will be so stressed out that you will not be able to actually devote enough time, or you would not be able to put your 100% in the weak areas. And if you don't put your 100% in the weak areas, it would be really hard for you to attempt the questions from those areas. The third important thing that you must remember while making a study timetable is that you must focus on different subjects at the same time. Okay, different modules. That means you need to keep a combination of 2 or 3 subjects or 2 or 3 modules. Don't study only one topic, one age or one writer throughout the day. You will get bored very easily. That is why in schools we have periods which have different subjects, in which we have been, there's a period of 50 minutes of English, then the period shifts to maths, then to SST, then to science, because our brain doesn't like monotony, and if you keep on doing same thing, it will create monotony, it will create boredom, and somewhere after 2 or 3 hours you will lose interest and you don't feel like learning anymore. Also, you must remember that when you are making your study timetable, every time devote some time for your leisure and for your entertainment purpose also, because somewhere our mind gets drained out when we are studying, so it is important to rejuvenate the mind as well. The fourth important thing that you must remember while you are making a study timetable is that you need to have a balance between hard topics and easy topics. For example, if you try and take all the main romantic poets in one day, you will fail, because Wordsworth, Coleridge, Keats, Byron, Shelley, all of them together in one day, it will create a havoc in your brain. So you need to balance. कुछ major writers ले लीजिए, कुछ minor writers लीजिए, and then study them together, so that आपका brain balance कर पाए important और less important information को. Okay, so these are few things that you must keep in your mind if you are making a study timetable. Now I'll be giving you a sample timetable through which you can start your UGC NET preparation. In order to make a study timetable, the first thing that you need to do is that you need to divide your day in 4 segments. Okay, or you can divide all the activities that you do on a daily basis in 4 categories. So let's see what are those 4 categories. Number 1 is routine work. All the routine work like bathing, sleeping, eating, then we have traveling, then routine works like if you are a homemaker, then you need to cook food for children, you need to invest time in cleaning the house. If you are a professional, then going to office will come under the routine work. So routine work will have all the areas, will cover all the areas that you have to do regularly. Maintenance के जो काम होते हैं जिसके बिना you cannot live, all those work will come under the routine work. The second category is urgent work. Now, in spite of the fact that we are preparing for a competitive exam, there are times when you have to do certain works which will not help you in the exam. Some work which are important in order to fulfill your family responsibilities or to fulfill your daily life functioning. For example, अगर आपके घर में नल टूट जाता है, तो it doesn't matter whether you are studying. आपको सबसे पहले टैप को फिक्स करवाना होगा. So that will come under the urgent work. That needs to be addressed urgently. Then if you have to pay the fees of your college or school and you have to go there in order to fill the formalities, then that will come under the urgent work. There is some urgent family function that you have to attend, you cannot skip. बहुत ही close relative की शादी है या कुछ है, that will come under the urgent work. The third category is your study time, the activities that concerns with your UGC NET preparation, be it making notes, be it revising, be it learning, be it listening to audio lectures, be it attending some coaching class. And the fourth important segment that we all love is entertainment and time wasters, जिसमें हमारा सबसे ज़्यादा टाइम चला जाता है दिन का. They contain all the activities which will not help you in your life. Okay, now guys, let me tell you where the problem lies. The problem doesn't lie with the fact that we don't have time. We all have 24 hours. The most brilliant minds in the world are also having 24 hours, and we also have 24 hours. We have players like Vishwanathan Anand who have done such miraculous work in the field of chess, and he too has 24 hours and we also have 24 hours. The only difference is that Vishwanathan Anand and great men who are there in this world now, or who were there as a part of this world earlier, they all invested their time in the right pockets. Out of these 4 categories, they made sure that they invest their time in the category of study or work, whichever. Currently we need to devote time to study, later we can devote time in making career or in our job. So our efficiency, our life depends upon the time that you invest in the third pocket. So make sure that you are able to delegate certain works which are falling in the urgent work category. If you can give it to other people who can do it for you, you can tell it to your parents, you can tell it to your colleagues if they can help you out with it, so that majority of the time you can devote in the study category. You can devote maximum time in studying for UGC NET. Guys, I know it's IPL season. There are great cricket lovers who will watch IPL for like 4 hours, 5 hours every day. But understand, in your peak hour when you have to study, you are watching IPL, whereas Virat Kohli, Mahendra Singh Dhoni, they are in their peak hour, they are making their career. So that's the difference that lies with us. They are investing their time in making their career, and we are investing our time looking at them and not getting anything in return. So you must remember that this is high time, and you must invest your time on which you want to build your life on. Okay, there's a famous saying which says that on which you invest your time, it grows. आप जिस भी चीज़ पे time लगाओगे वो grow करेगा. If you devote your time in watching YouTube videos, hilarious videos, comic videos, watching comic gurus or watching stand-up comedians, आपकी वो playlist बढ़ती जाएगी, but that will not help you in your exam. So what is important is that every day you cannot skip the routine work, you have to do it. Then the second thing is that get done with the urgent stuff. 2-3 जो भी urgent काम है उस दिन के, do it fast, so that अब आपके पास जो time बचता है, that time you can invest on your studies. And at the end, if you are able to match your target, the study target of that day, then reward yourself by doing something from the 4th aspect, which is the time wasters or entertainment category. If you like watching movie and you are able to complete your syllabus on time, that day's syllabus or that day's target on time, then do give yourself a reward by watching a movie. So problem doesn't lie with this. Problem lies when you invest 4 hours in watching a movie and then study for 1 hour. It is every time acceptable if you study for 4 hours and then give 1 hour for your entertainment. It's all right, but then the process get reversed, and that is the problem with most of the students. So I hope I was able to make something clear in your mind, and you'll be able to now know how to build your own timetable depending upon the factors that I've mentioned. So I'll be meeting you in my next video lecture. Till the time I meet next, happy learning. And before you end this video, do subscribe to my channel, and you can follow me on all the social media platforms, because I post a Go Net quiz on these social media. You can go to my YouTube channel and watch other videos that I've made especially for UGC NET aspirants. Also visit my website www.arpitakarwa.com. You'll find all the previous year papers there. Also you will find a list of all the important writers that you must study if you are preparing for UGC NET English. If you like that list and you are interested in joining my online course, you can give me a call on the number displayed on screen. So till the time we meet next, happy learning, keep loving literature, and stay tuned to arpitakarwa.com.